trap than me.
What's up, everyone? How's it going? We got Toyota Jeff here.
What's up, everybody? This is awesome.
So today we're streaming on both channels. So if you're here from my channel, say what's up, go subscribe to Toyota Jeff. And same if you're on his channel. If you like my content, head on over to my page too. So Jeff, we just drove the Rav4. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. What a fun event, by the way. Toyota really did a good job of organizing this. They had so many vehicles for us to drive. As creators, when we come out to these events, we always hope, please let there be enough vehicles and not a long wait list. This one was flawless. It was fantastic. They had 21 different RAV4s for us to drive across 5 different trim levels and lots of colors. So, I mean, tons of hands-on. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was good. I do wish that they had an LE for some people, like the lowest grade, because I know that that will be a volume seller. But man, we had quite a few cars to choose from. Jeff has already posted several videos, guys, over on his channel, including probably the most important one of showing all the trim levels in one video, which is very, very cool. So this live stream, guys, will be pretty much us just talking about the RAV4. We will periodically answer questions. It won't be like a Q&A, but it's more to get details on the car in this live stream. And then we also have some press release material and also some, well, I guess they're not embargoed anymore, but the schematics material or whatever about everything else. So what's up?
I've got a lot of stuff right here. So if anybody has any technical questions, I can refer to a lot of that because I don't know all the answers, and I'm sure John doesn't either.
Yeah, we tried to get the most of them and stuff. So we had XSE, we had Limited, we had Woodland and XLE, and the GR Sport. So of all those cars, Jeff, which one was your favorite, why, and which color of all the new RAV4s do you like the most?
Okay, you should always answer the questions backward of what you asked. Everest is by far the best color for me. I thought that should have been a TRD Pro color when it was introduced for the 4Runner. I absolutely worship it. And as far as what was my favorite one, I'd like to say the Limited, but I think it was the XSE that would be in like a wind chill pearl color because the contrast was fantastic against the piano, like the glossy piano black. Mm-hmm. That's a hot looking car, and it seemed to have just enough equipment. Don't know the pricing yet specifically, other than the hybrids are going to start front wheel drive at low 30s. So we don't know if it's a good value or not yet, but for right now, until we find out, we'll assume it is. But I'm going to say XSE, which is probably a surprise pick. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. Because we had a RAV4 XSE, and the new one, I think, is everything that car was and just better. It still has the blue accents in the interior, the two-tone roof. The black accents on the outside I really like, but I just don't think that I'm a fan of the core style of the RAV4 with the honeycomb. I know that that's Toyota's kind of new way forward with the Crown Signia, the new Corolla Cross, the Camry, the Prius. They all kind of have that signature look. I'm not the biggest fan of it, so I think for me, the front end I like the most is probably the GR RAV4. And that may just be my favorite car, but I do wish that there were more options in it. I wish that it had automatic passenger seat. I wish it had a JBL sound system and a moonroof. So there is some stuff that car is lacking to where I may like the Woodlands more just because I think it has more options than the GR Sport does. But Jeff kind of already touched on this real fast, but we don't have starting price, guys. Toyota did tell us it's going to start in the low 30s, which could be $34.99 because that's not halfway. But if you guys go to Toyota's website, you can build an LE hybrid, and I wouldn't just pick a normal LE. I would click LE hybrid from the last generation, and that's going to be at like 32 grand. So since these new RAV4s are all hybrid, I think it's safe to assume that it may start around 32 to 33, hopefully. Yeah, that was a question from your channel, actually. It can show me the little link. So Jose from Jeff's channel.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then Jono asked, so The RAV4 XSE, he has a 2023. The biggest complaint is just road noise. It's so freaking loud. Did they fix this? What do you think, Jeff?
My main experience was driving the Woodland edition about 15, it was probably a 20-minute drive, say 10, 15 miles or so, to a reservoir in an off-road camp. And I will tell you, there was just a little bit of road noise that I heard, like wind noise off of the mirrors. But I also remember in the previous generation, like the 25s, there was a lot of wind noise that came off of those. And Toyota specifically redesigned something simple, like think about engineering as those side mirrors. They redesigned those because they wanted to lower the road noise. And I know there's a lot of other soundproofing. They did taping inside, a lot of other different methods and tricks and things like that. I thought at highway speeds, it kind of glided across the road, which I was surprised at because I thought that would be something like the Limited. And it really was relatively quiet compared to what I'm used to. But I don't know how to, I don't want to say, oh, it's fixed. But that was my first impression. It was a big improvement.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And the engine noise as well. I felt you could still hear it, obviously, but I felt like it was a lot quieter than the last generation as well. It wasn't as loud as the previous RAV4. And you said you drove the Woodlands the most. The only wind noise that I heard really on the Woodlands, I didn't hear any really on the mirror, but that one comes with standard crossbars across the back or on the roof. So I heard wind noise up there. I didn't really hear any out front. And these are pre-production cars, guys, that we were driving, so they may not have the best fit and finish, although it was pretty nice inside, I think, still, especially from the ones that we saw in Texas. Don't you agree?
Yeah, because when we saw it at the world premiere, they were very specific. Toyota was when they said, hey, some of these panels aren't even going to be machined. They're just going to be completely smooth and they're going to look like they're chintzy, But no, I thought everything looked really good. I played around with the buttons and the bins and stuff like that. And I thought the materials seemed pretty darn good. And there was some plastic on the inside, but it wasn't anything that would stop me from getting a RAV4. I just think they did a fantastic job, especially with the interior, the new multimedia, all those kind of things. Those are all things that I'm a fan of because I just like technology and gadgets and learning how buttons work and can help people. So that'll be a good portion once I see more cars at my dealership is learning the multimedia and showing people how to use those. So the worst thing that could happen is you have a car for 3 years and you're like, I did not know what that button did, or I did not know that my car could do this. And that, since that's kind of one of the things that my channel is built on, it would be a disservice to everybody with the RAV4 if I didn't tell them how everything worked,
I agree. I'm a failure at this. I'm posting to Instagram that we are live right now just to get some more people up in here. We're at 50 people, which is pretty good. I haven't done a live stream in a while, but yeah, no, I'm a rookie sometimes, guys. Been doing this for years, and I absolutely forgot to post to you Instagram about that. Are you able to click the links over here, Jeff, and put them to the screen, or no?
I don't think so. Well, no, but I can put a user in timeout. I can ban them and delete the comment, but that's all I can do.
See you later, Kinzo. No, I'm kidding. All right, so one of your viewers says this: what's the visibility like out of the driver's screen? I noticed it's not tucked into any cover. So how is the visibility out of the car, Jeff?
Actually, I thought it was pretty good. It seemed like the sight lines were good. I didn't have like a ton of blind spots. The visibility of the driver's screen. Are you talking about the multimedia screen itself? Because it's not like it's just kind of set there, as opposed to being like actually immersed within the dash.
The dash, maybe. Yeah, I think that the visibility out of it was great. It has big windows everywhere, not really any blind spots. The dashboard, the dashboard hung out kind of low, which was nice, so you could really see out of it. And then as for the multimedia screen, I didn't really notice any bad sun glare because there wasn't like a cover over that at all. I didn't really notice any bad sun glare on that. And then the bigger 10.5 or a 12.9 inch screen that you can get on it, I think it was easy to reach and touch and do all that stuff with it.
Yeah, I thought so too. And one of the things that people had concerns about from some of my videos is somebody wants a good out-the-door price already. Okay.
we unfortunately, adventure traveling, we don't have pricing yet. I wish we really did. That's the one thing lacking from this event is they don't have pricing yet. But hopefully, I would assume November, right? They should lock in pricing if the hybrids are going to get delivered December timeframe.
Yeah, I thought December seems like a pretty aggressive date for that. I was kind of thinking realistically it would push into the first part of the year, but the press release and the Toyota people I talked to said they should start rolling around December for the hybrid, spring for the plug-in, and I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Logistically, that's not anything that we deal with, but.
Right.
I would think that a month before that we'd get some pricing on it. So who knows when that's going to be coming out? But I'm excited.
And I really hope we get all the pricing at once, not just hey, here's the hybrid pricing, and then February timeframe we get the plug-in hybrid pricing. But I mean,
I bet you that's just what's going to happen because remember
sure.
it did with the Tundra and the Tacoma too. The pricing came out after the fact. I bet they do the same thing. True.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully and I don't want to like shoot under and then everyone be like, what the hell, those prices are crazy. But I think, with what they did with the Camry, they kept it relatively close to the outgoing Camry's price. So hopefully, if you guys just build up RAV4s on Toyota's website, maybe add $1,000 here and there for certain ones because there are more standard features in the vehicle. Especially the NAB says, let's talk about the integrated dash cam. We will after Peter's question, but he says, what are your thoughts on the looks of the car? Would you prefer a 25 or the 26 more? Any rattles or quality issues that we notice? I prefer the look of the Woodlands and the GR Sport of the new one, but I think I like the LE and XSE maybe a little bit more of the other model just because I'm not the biggest fan of that core kind of hammerhead front end with the cutouts and everything in it. And the only rattle I heard, and hopefully Toyota addresses this, is just kind of with that center console. It just didn't feel as secure as it should be on a production model just because it has that, you could open it from the driver's side, you could open it from the passenger side, and you can flip it around and then it's like a full plastic cover. For me, that's the only real rattly surface when I put my arm on it that I could hear.
Yeah, excellent. I know what you're saying about the center console. It's a really cool device where you can flip that thing right over so it becomes from an armrest to a little tabletop so you can do work, you can set things on it. There are other places to put your phone, but you can put your phone there. It's pretty neat, but yeah, it's really interesting when you click it and you open it, the little light turns to orange saying, hey, you're moving that thing, which I thought is just interesting. So.
And I didn't notice any functionality differences between the 10.5 and the 12.9. And honestly, I had to look at some of the spec sheets to see if it was a 10.5 or a 12.9 inch screen. I think that the 10.5 standard, that's a great screen size for that car. Everything was legible. You could read everything really well. It was snappy to an extent because they are still pre-production models. I was watching another guy's video up in Canada. He did a really thorough, detailed breakdown on the car, probably one of the best I've seen. And he said that screen has 16 gigabytes of RAM and 250 gigs of onboard memory, which is like a smartphone. So that's a big improvement over the old ones. It does have a full-size spare Judy in the back of the car. And Toyota World's up in here, Jeff. He wants to know if you have he wants to know if that cabinet is mahogany behind you.
I think it's from the ancient Hirohito dynasty. It's priceless. Thank you for asking.
The runner on second. How's it going, man? Yeah. Dennis is in here too. How's it going? Kyle's in here as well. When's the next Tundra drag race? We should drag race the Tundra versus the new RAV4. I think the new RAV4 would absolutely spank it. Yeah. It's a fast car. Were you able to drive the RAV4, Jeff, with a full battery, a plug-in hybrid one?
I drove the Woodland one. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that thing smokes. I mean, it doesn't smoke out of the exhaust or anything like that, but. Whew,
It's really fast.
If you get
And
to
then,
the question where somebody wants to know about color choices for the LE, I can take that one when you get to it.
okay, yeah, and we can throw it up on the screen if I can find it real fast too.
Totally.
Are the cars what you would expect? Reliability, quality of materials. Reliability is a little hard to justify just because it's all new, but it is Toyota's improved 2.5 hybrid system. So I mean, they've been using that hybrid system forever. So I think it's going to be hopefully a pretty reliable car. The only thing that I think may have some issues is just a whole new infotainment screen and dash screen. That's really the only thing. And then maybe the automatic grille shutters and stuff in some of the cars that they have.
Yeah, going back to the thing about the multimedia screen, I found times where I got in the car, I'm like, which screen is this? Because the 10.5 seemed plenty big for that cabin, and 12.9 didn't seem overly gaudy or like ostentatious or anything like that. It didn't seem too showy. They both felt right for what they were. And so, I mean, remember 10.5 was the largest screen last time. And I don't know why, but I thought the 10.5 was the big screen sometimes. And as far as functionality, I did do that's cool how you can do that. I did do I think it's second to last page on the hybrid part.
I can't see it that
Second
well.
It's the last page and the second to last page. There we go. The LE's in the first column. I think there are 5 colors for the LE.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah, but I tried the voice commands and stuff like that, and they all worked really well. Like there were a lot of different things. Like for example, all you have to do, a common one you might have seen people do is, "Hey Toyota, I'm hot," and it'll say increasing the airflow and turning down the temperature. But if I say it from my side, the microphone above me picks it up. If my co-pilot says it, it picks it up on their microphone, so it will adjust the passenger side and like exclusively just that, which is pretty freaking incredible. Honestly, that's cool for Toyota standards. That's really cool.
Yeah. Let me see if I remove this comment right here, and then we should be able to see the screen a little more.
So it looks like the LE has meteor shower and storm cloud and midnight black, ruby flare pearl, and ice cap.
And
so
5.
Yep. I'll have to do a video where I
ruby flare pearl, ice cap for the LE, and meteor shower, like you said, storm cloud, and midnight black metallic. Yep. And the where's the GR Sport? Oh, that's on the plug-in page, the plug-in hybrids.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm waiting to see what your order is gonna be for your Rav4.
I don't know if I'm gonna do like all black or storm cloud, or the supersonic red just looks so good on that car, but I'm not sure yet. Do they all have? Oh, I know. So I was told they all do have built-in dash cams. The ones that don't have a full 360 camera view, it would only have the front and the rear dash cams. But I was told that they all have it, and that it's not going to be under a paywall. So it should just be integrated in the car. I don't think that there will be a subscription for it.
Yeah, I don't know one way or the other. I guess I didn't ask, but I should have. But yeah, the drive recorder, I think that's going to be free, and I like some of the features. You can do a small view, you can do an expanded view, you can even hit the little navigation location screen, and it can tell you the exact pin location for where you had that incident. And then I was driving, and it said incident recording the last 20 seconds because it thought there was an incident, and then it can record, I think, up to a minute of. Is that right? Up to 60 seconds, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so and then you can look at that on your screen, but you can also go ahead and download that to your flash drive so that you can send that to, I don't know, maybe the insurance company or whoever needs a police, like whoever needs to see that. Right. It's a really cool feature, and I did not expect that Toyota was going to do that because usually they're conservative with their features and technology and things like that because they want to get it right. Not saying it's not right, but this time they came out with so many new features on the RAV4 that they're going to trickle down to other trim levels and other models of Toyota. I think people are really, really going to like this new system. I hope it works as well as it did during my demos because it was flawless.
I know that the only thing I see them maybe charging for is like a cloud-based storage for that. So like you could see the dash cam footage maybe on your phone or something. Toyota Jeff and I, Ben, will try to use our pool and bring that FJ to the United States. That would be pretty cool. And then I did hear about this. Where's Mr. Sunjeeb's question? Just real quick. We're going to try to keep it on RAV4 topic. But I did hear that a lot of the GR cars are going to move solely to Toyota based versus the BMW partnership or the Subaru partnership. But we will see. One of your followers, Derry, he already ordered a Woodlands in Everest. Do you know all the features that come standard on a Woodlands, Jeff?
Well, it's funny too, because I number one, I wish we could get Marcello from Toyota World in here because he works out of Canada.
Yeah, because Canada's different.
That, in Canada, I'm told that you can't even order an SE. It's different from what we have here. And they have I think it's an XSE Tech package or XSE Tech maybe. So as far as what the Woodland is going to have, it could be completely different than what we've got in the US for the Woodland.
Yeah, and I heard all the ones in Canada too are going to be standard all-wheel drive as well, so you can't even get like a. So this is the page right here, and I think you can get this product info now on Toyota's website because they dropped the press release. So you should be able to get all this product information. But the Woodland here pretty much has almost everything standard. So it has, man, almost every single option standard actually for the Woodland. So. That's pretty nice, actually. And then the colors for it are going to be the Everest color, Urban Rock, which I called Lunar Rock, I think, in every single one of my videos, unfortunately.
No.
Storm.
I call it Freedom Rock.
Freedom Rock. Storm Cloud, Midnight Black, Wind Chill. Actually, Wind Chill Pearl, I don't think is going to be on that. Nope. And then you can get it. Ooh, you could get it in Blueprint. Oh, that may be the ticket right there, Jeff.
So it looks like Woodland is going to have exclusive colors for Everest and Urban Rock. You can't get those on other trims, but only on the Woodland.
Oh, it's not Blueprint. Okay, gotcha. I wish I could zoom that thing in. I'm kind of failing on that. Personally, what's your favorite trim? So Jeff liked the XSE, and I am bouncing back and forth between the GR Sport and the Woodland. I think that the Woodland is a very good package, and I like the front end of it. I really like the Woodland, actually. I just wish the GR Sport just had a little bit more features in it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. What's that?
And there's no camera inside the car, so I'm not sure what this question means, but
he means what happens in the car stays in the car. We don't want to be putting any. I'm not surprised. That's the hog right there.
Yeah, I got you. That's hilarious. Yeah, don't be showing any of that stuff. Yeah. Not really sure about that. I don't know. Toyota's very conservative about their Tundras, I think. Is there a package for a HUD? Doesn't only the Limited have the HUD?
Yeah, I think so. And I don't remember them telling us about any option packages like listed in the press release or do you remember that? Because I don't think they showed the cold weather package or the tech package or anything like that. So I don't know. It was
kind of just standard features: downhill assist control, blind spot monitoring, anti-theft, safety sense. Yeah, these are just kind of all just standard features and stuff with it, not really. Here's some optional.
The head-up display is okay. In the hybrid, it is optional. On the Limited, it says. Yep.
So right here. So I'm not sure if you guys can see my. I'm not sure if you guys can see my cursor, but right here in the middle of the screen, color head-up display HUD option is only the one on the right, which I believe is the Limited.
Yes, that is. That's
the Limited. So Limited all-wheel drive is the only one that gets the HUD. I'm sure, though, so the way Toyota does stuff, guys, like, they're not going to give everything right away, unfortunately. So, down the road, the GR Sport RAV4 may have automatic passenger seats. It may have a JBL sound system. It may have the HUD. So hopefully the HUD comes for other things. I'm very surprised that it's not in the GR Sport, but I know that they're trying to keep the price down on it for a lot of things. just because that car has a lot to offer. So I think they're just trying to keep the price down right now on the GR Sport.
Right, and that's one of the things Toyota figured in when they did the what charging port they have. The GR Sport and the SE do not have DC fast charge. They've got, you can do level 1 and level 2, but one of the reasons for that was to keep the cost reasonable for the GR Sport. That's what I heard through the grapevine. Yeah. I'm sure there might be other reasons for it involving actual charging, but I think price was a factor for sure.
And they told me too that AC power system versus the DC power system is a lot lighter with components and stuff. So I think they're also trying to keep the weight down on that car since it is a sportier car. And I do agree with this, Preston, but I do also feel that Toyota has other options too, like the Grand Highlander has a lot of second row space. The Sequoia has a ton of second row space. And I mean, I'm almost 6 foot. I'm only 5'11". And I fit in the back seat of the RAV4 no problem. And you're able to recline the seats too, which is really nice. So, I mean, it's a mid-size car, but I feel like, you know, for 4 passengers in that vehicle, I think you'll be pretty comfortable. And then Dari, your viewer says that they tow a trailer 2,500 pounds, which is nice because the new RAV4 can actually tow upwards of 3,500 pounds. So that may be cutting it pretty close once the trailer gets filled up with things. But that car has so much power that I think that it would be able to tow a 3,500 pound trailer pretty good.
Yeah, and about the rear seat legroom in the RAV4 versus the 2025, they have identical specs. So it's 39.5 inches of rear seat headroom and 37.8 of the legroom. But I'm told that it is a little bit wider in the new one, that people will maybe be able to stretch out, do the chicken dance a little bit.
Just a smidge wider, I was told too.
A smidge. Yep. Same thing with cargo space.
Did you bump any Taylor Swift in a JBL sound system one, Jeff?
Funny you should say. I was listening to her new album as I pulled into the Toyota booth. I was jamming the song Opalite, which is song 3 off of Life of a Showgirl, because I know you know that, John. Your wife will know that. We can.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, she and I can talk
hilarious.
about that. But yeah, no, I purposely turned it up. I turned up the treble, banged the bass as I'm pulling in, so it's going you know, like that. And people are like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm legit." You know, Taylor Swift. It's kind of funny, but. Yeah, no, the sound system sounded pretty darn good, actually.
I remember with our old RAV4, it had the JBL sound system as well. And of all the JBLs that I've listened to in Toyota products, I feel like the RAV4 has been the best. I'm not sure if it's because it's a smaller cabin or what, but I was very impressed with ours. It's nothing amazing, but it's definitely a better system. And yes, the LE will have a dash cam. So pretty much all the cars have dash cams. But the only ones that have, obviously, the side mirrors are the ones that are equipped with the full 360 camera view.
Yeah, and just so you know, when you, to everybody out there, when you see on the spec sheet drive recorder, that's the dash cam. Because I looked at it at first, I didn't know what a drive recorder was. Duh, it's a dash cam.
So is the Land Cruiser 4Runner and new RAV4 with engine noise, since they are 4 cylinders, which one is probably the loudest to you, Jeff, if you've driven them all?
I think the Land Cruiser is louder than the 4Runner, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. And I don't mean louder. It just seems like more of a utility vehicle than I don't know. I'm going to defer to you on this one, but that's just my gut instinct on that one.
I agree with you on that one. The 4Runner seems a little quieter than the Land Cruiser does. The Land Cruiser kind of has some thin glass. It's a tall vehicle. You hear a lot of road and also engine noise. The new RAV4 is definitely a lot quieter than the last one for sure. I would have to say that. But so yeah, so we drove them all. Toyota took us to. You guys can throw some more questions in. I can't believe that we're actually able to keep up on questions like that. So whatever questions you guys have, go ahead and throw them into the comments right now. But Toyota took us to Arizona, which was absolutely awesome, and then we were kind of on an Indian reservation out there in Fort McDowell, and the scenery was awesome. The roads, not the best because it's Arizona, but I felt like the RAV4 actually handled them pretty well. So it was a beautiful scenery, and for those of you guys that are joining in, Jeff has a full comparison video on his channel as well, and then I just posted the Woodlands on my channel too, if you guys want to go check that out after the live stream.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I kind of thought one of the things I do is I try to compare all the trim levels, or as many as I can, and it's really, really difficult to do. And I had the opportunity to do it at this event because I just thought somebody's going to ask, like thousands and thousands of people are going to want to know, how does the front end look against this front end? And so I'll try to do, when the vehicles get more on the lot, I'll try to do XLE Premium versus LE or something like that, or XLE Premium versus Limited, so that you can see in more detail. But yeah, it's a 35-minute video. It took 10 hours to edit, so I'm
Holy
disgusted
smokes
with myself that it took so long. I never take that long. It was crazy though. It's crazy.
Do you think that the RAV4 would be a good first car for someone? I think so. It's easy to drive, super easy to park, gets good gas mileage, and hopefully it starts around $32,000. So I think that it would be a great car for someone.
Yeah, it's a very limber type vehicle. I mean, it can. I mean limber. It's like nimble or whatever. It's got great agility. It's very manageable, and it's super reliable. And you know, the thing is, we're talking about this new generation of RAV4, but don't forget that the RAV4 is not just the best-selling car in the United States, the best-selling SUV, but the vehicle, it beat F-150. No other vehicle that's made in the United States or sold in the United States outsells RAV4. That's incredible. So yeah. Believe us, Toyota, one of the reasons why Toyota had so many vehicles at this event is they wanted to get the word out that, you know, like, hey, here's what we're bringing to the table. We're calling our shot. We're dropping our mic. This is an extremely important launch for Toyota, because what do you do if you're the best-selling vehicle in the whole United States? You're outselling everybody. Do you radically change it and risk losing some of those customers, or do you build upon it a little bit? I had the luck and the privilege of sitting with the chief engineer for, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes at dinner one night, or after dinner, and I had a few glasses of wine in me, so I didn't mind asking lots of questions and stuff. And he said the biggest decision that they made, which is a big risk. I said, what was the biggest risk for the RAV4? And he said, coming up with 7 trim levels that look completely different from each other, and coming up with the 3 different styling, the core and the rugged and the sport, because they realized that the RAV4, it sells so many, so many are sold, and people don't use it for the same reason. Like, people don't need high performance if they're just going to take it for normal family use, or maybe they're going off-roading, but they don't need a high performance one. So why put it in one basket? Don't put diversify your stocks. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, kind of thing. Right. So there's literally a RAV4 for everybody if you like that class of car.
Yeah, I mean, it's a multi-hat vehicle. Like you said, it could be a great first car for someone if that family has that income to where they can afford a brand new car for someone, or 5 years down the road, a used one. That would be really good. You can lightly off-road it. You could drive one fast if you want to, or if you want to save on gas and get a plug-in hybrid, if your commute is short, you could do that and just be in full EV mode, which is pretty rad. So they're giving the GR trim to the GR Sport trim to the RAV4 as kind of like an entry level to the GR Sport brand in the United States. And TRD is gone just because the Woodlands pretty much takes its place, even though the Woodland was in the last gen RAV4. But they said that TRD is going to solely be body on frame like trucks for Toyota. And the Woodland does have 0.5, I think, more ground clearance, almost an inch.
Everything is 8.1 inches except for the Woodland is 8.5, so it's 0.4 more ground clearance. I think it would do fantastic on the trails. As a matter of fact, the drive modes they specifically put on not just the multimedia screen or the digital gauge cluster multi-information display, whatever you want to call it. They put the modes up there, and they're really cool in picture form. They have a trail mode specifically, and they have a snow mode specifically. So they're almost daring you to take it to places where you wouldn't normally take a RAV.
Exactly. And the new RAV4 is gas and plug-in hybrid, but they are all hybrid, which I do think is a cool move going forward, because you're going to get upwards of, what's the highest miles per gallon? Like 45, 46 miles per gallon in one of the front wheel drive models.
44 combined and 48 in the city, I think, is for one of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, of all all the RAV4s that they sold of the prior generation, over half of them were hybrids. So I think that Toyota just knows that that's the move going forward, and if they can execute the price perfectly, then hopefully that it would be good. Dari just watched their video, Jeff. It helped make the decision. So you already sold the RAV4. Make sure you get your commission from Toyota.
Nice. I want my commission. I want any residuals. I want everything.
Yeah. Some people still think Subaru's better, and that's the beauty of options. That's for sure. That XLE Premium, did it have ventilated seats, or is that only when you get up to the XSE?
I don't think it did, but
Okay.
That's easy enough to check.
We'll get back to you real fast, Doug.
Yep.
And then
John and I said, when one of us is answering questions, the other one can be looking stuff up. So we're trying to be streamlined here with our two-man operation.
Peter enjoys our very detailed answers, which is awesome. We try to do those on this live stream instead of just giving quick answers and stuff. But some mildly gnarly obstacles that might require some articulation from the RAV4. I think that it did very decent on the trail. Again, I just posted a Woodlands video of it articulating a little bit. I actually got the rear tire off the ground, maybe 8 or 9 inches or so. So, I mean, it'll work. And the torque vectoring all-wheel drive system that RAV4 has is very good. So, I mean, if you're going on some washboard roads or some fire trails and maybe some light articulation bits, I think that the RAV4 is more than capable.
Yeah, and the XLE Premium has heated seats, but not cooled seats.
So there you go, Doug. Only some heated seats in that. So got to upgrade to the XSE maybe for that. Danny Drives is in here, Jeff.
I love Danny Drives. Danny's awesome.
He didn't realize we were chatting until now. That's funny.
Danny's in the house.
Just seeing two-tone seats, pretty much not like two-tone, but the XSE had kind of like some gray with some black mixed in, so, and then like blue stitching on it, and then the RAV4 GR Sport has like a suede in the middle with soft text on the side, so it kind of looks a little two-tone, but it's all black. And then the mineral interior of the Woodlands is kind of like an all gray with some orange stitching. I didn't really notice any two-tone interiors.
Yeah.
RAV4 GR next? I think so. We may have to do something with the with the GR for sure. Love you too, Danny.
It hasn't crossed your mind about 50 times already since
I know. And then which colors on the XLE Premium?
I think you're going to be able to get the Meteor Shower, Storm Cloud, Midnight Black Metallic, Wind Chill Pearl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it looks like Ruby Flare Pearl, Blueprint, and Ice Cap. So 1, 2, 3, 7 out of the 10 colors you can get. So basically you can't get Everest, you can't get the Urban Rock, or as John says, Lunar Rock, and then you can't get the Supersonic Red.
Okay.
Because those are exclusive to GR Sport and Woodland.
Gotcha. So, yep, here it is right here for that reference. And again, I think that you can download all these from Toyota's website, guys, for those to kind of get a better idea of it. What ports do the plugins have? So the GR Sport, it has an AC outlet, so one that you would just plug into your house, which is a 7 kilowatt. And then the XSE, the Woodland, and the Limited. No, Limited isn't plug-in. It's only hybrid all-wheel drive. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
believe it or not.
I didn't review that one just
you were right about GR Sport, and then SE has the same setup as GR Sport, so they're both the 7 kilowatt, which means they're not. And those can charge level 2 like 3.5 to 4 hours. So that seems pretty reasonable to me. And the XSE and the Woodland, they're the ones that can do the DC fast charge 10 to 80% in about 30 to 35 minutes.
And then that makes sense too with trying to keep the price down of the SE as well.
That would make sense, yeah.
Faux leather or real leather in the Limited? I believe it's a faux leather.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
it's a soft text.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, none of the trims, I don't think any of them have leather.
I don't think so. And personally, I like Softex more than leather. It's just more durable, I feel, and the way that it feels in the RAV4 is very nice. So even though it's not real genuine leather, I think that Toyota executed it nice. And there's soft touch materials all on all the doors. There's hardly any plastic on the car. I mean, really, the only plastic is a little bit around the center console and then on the dashboard, and even on the dash too, how it kind of like swoops around. There's like a little soft touch piece like in the middle of that too. Tom says that we both have seen the RAV4s and Toyota's new EVs in person and have driven the RAV4. Is there anything about their new EVs that would be more appealing? So anything about like the BZ or the BZ Woodlands or anything like that, Jeff, that you find more appealing than the RAV4? Because you've driven both of them. I haven't.
Yeah, I think the new BZ is really fun to drive because if you've driven an EV, you know what I'm talking about. We all say they drive like a golf cart. Well, this one kind of does, and it's deceptively quick, like Cheetah almost. It just goes, and next thing you know, you're at highway speeds or 45 and a 45, and like, how did that happen? So I think the thrill is there a little bit more than with like a plug-in hybrid. But that doesn't mean that the thrill isn't also there. To me, I think the sweet spot is the plug-in hybrid. I just like the versatility of knowing that you could commute to work 20 miles and you still don't have to plug in there if you don't want to, and then come back and you still got, because the plug-in ranges are 52 for, I think, like SE and XSE. Maybe the Woodland is 49 miles and the 48 for the GR Sport. So, I mean, that's really good, compared to what it was. It was 40. So, I mean, it definitely has gone up.
Yeah, I think without driving the BZ, I only drove the old one once at a Toyota HQC. But I think that the plug-in hybrid is the best of both worlds because, like Jeff said, if you want to have that pure EV experience, the car still gets up to speed relatively fast in EV mode. But then you have the gas mode as well if you want longer road trips and you don't want to, worry about stopping to charge or range anxiety. And then Stephanie over on your channel, Jeff, donated $2 to the cause. Heck yeah.
Step in time. What's up?
Oh, I said Stephanie, step in time. Oh my gosh.
I know.
I'm tired.
I subtly corrected that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah,
that in time's name was Stephanie, even though it's probably a dude. But,
sorry. But you just contributed to Jeff's Bojangles fund.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Is Toyota going to refresh the Highlander? I'm sure they will in time. And ballpark price for a Woodland? I think a fully decked out Woodland plug-in hybrid may be around, the high 40s to low 50s? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
It wouldn't surprise me if it gets up that high. I mean, but I don't know. It's really hard to
for a plug-in hybrid. Yeah, I would look at Toyota's website right now and see if you could build a 2025 Woodland and maybe add like a few $1,000s maybe to that, just to get an idea. But hopefully they'll have that for us. And yeah, I'm not sure, Dari, about Canada stuff, man. I'm sorry. We just know the American stuff. So there's a lot of good YouTubers in Canada that got it, or maybe ask Toyota World. I'm not sure if they're still in the chat, but they may know that as well. And then Dave, All Terrain Nation, thank you so much for the 5. Says the men of Toyota. Heck yeah, dude. Thank you so much. We're
appreciate
gonna do a
that. Calendar. I'll be Mr. May since that's my birthday. I don't know what month you want for you, but we got to find 10 other dudes to be in our men of Toyota calendar.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. So they're not, I think it's just weight savings for the AC power on the GR versus, and they're trying to keep the price down. So maybe in the future they'll all have DC charging, but as of right now, unfortunately, that one will only get AC power. How was the seat comfort? I thought it was really freaking comfortable seat, Jeff. How is it compared to your Lexus?
Well, the Lexus is really nice. As a matter of fact, my wife just came down and Holly said, we were talking about the Highlander hybrid. She goes, I miss my hybrid. And we love our Lexus, but we're legitimately getting between 12 and 13 MPG right now in that one. So she's like, I miss my 36 MPG. But yeah, I thought the seats were actually pretty comfortable in this one. They weren't hard by any means. Trying to think if any of them felt softer than the others.
I felt like the GR Sports were relatively soft.
I thought the Limited felt good.
Oh,
Yeah.
it did? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought
I
so.
didn't drive that one because there was only one limited, right? One or two, maybe.
Yeah, there was. They had. I think they had 3 storm clouds and 1 meteor shower one.
Oh, limited. Yeah. That's right. They were in Storm Cloud, and then I believe the XLE does have a heated steering wheel.
I'll go with that. Hey, funny side story. When Toyota did the world premiere on the RAV4, if you look back at the first press release, the trim levels, there were 7 of them. The first 2 were LE, XLE, and then we'll throw in Limited too. Those are the core. Second press release, I looked at them like, what the bleep? LE, XLE Premium, and Limited. So the LE is still the entry level, but the XLE became the XLE Premium because that's going to be Toyota's bread and butter. And the higher up said, you know what, we think this one is loaded up with features in it compared to what you're used to with an XLE. So we're going to call it XLE Premium. There is no XLE anymore, which is just an interesting thing because when I was filming, I was having a hard time saying XLE Premium because I was so used to, everybody knows the scale, LE, XLE, Limited. That's how it goes. But this one's a little different.
Yeah,
So
and hopefully maybe that means that the price will come down to get a lot of good features because if they're having the LE as the starting vehicle and then all of a sudden you have a premium version up above that, hopefully the XLE will be pretty decently priced.
I'll bet that
I've seen this.
Yeah. Oh, go
I've
ahead.
seen this question a couple times. Oh, this one. I went with power brakes on the Tundra just because that's what Yoda Mafia sells, and they're really good. And I just heard a lot of good things about them. And I will most likely be adding them to the rear of the truck too. I just wanted to get that out there because I saw it a couple times. Even though this live stream is more about RAV4, I try to answer some people's questions.
Well, you should. Your people are going to want to hear all about your bodies on flames.
I know. I need to get into another live stream with my guys in a while. It's been too long.
So like, John, you sell out. You only talked about, you didn't even do one Tacoma question. Come on, bro.
I know. What the heck? So this is kind of a dealership question, Jeff. The days of ordering your own Toyota are gone. So everything is pretty much allocation based now, correct?
You can still place an order. It really depends on the region and the dealer. Some dealers just don't have that as a practice where they're like, no, we'll just take what they give us. And other ones, you can put a preference in the computer and you can just wait and see and just hopefully stay in contact with your customer. Let them know that, hey, we got a bite on this one, but it's not meteor shower. It's coming in blueprint. You want that one? You can still do it, but some regions might not be as receptive to doing the ordering process.
Yeah.
I think Southeast Toyota still does that. So I mean, that's my region, and that's the biggest region I think still in the US.
And if you're good with your dealer too, and they actually want to work, which is a big thing, because Toyota dealerships, some of them aren't the best. They'll just mark up RAV4s and they don't care, and they're not the best dealerships to work with. Or you have other ones as well that will. The main ordering that you could do with Toyota is, hey, I want this specific one, and dealerships may trade with other dealerships to try to get yours in for you. And Daryl, I'm sorry I keep calling you Dari. I just realized that there's L's after that Y. It's hard because there's numbers and a P, so I didn't know. I called Stephanie, so I'm sorry. Does the Woodland have a special color? I would say yes. That Urban Rock is exclusive to the Woodland and also Everest, correct?
And that's a question from Demetra, right?
Yes, that was Demetra Mezia. No.
I'm just, Damien.
Damien's question, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just Urban Rock and Everest are exclusive to the Woodland, but they do have additional colors.
Even if you said, I will pay $10,000 more to get a Limited in Everest, it's not happening.
Right. We just need to add Kirk Kreifels to have the Holy Trinity here on this live stream.
I got to see Kirk after the event one night, but I didn't really get to see him. He was off doing his thing. I mean, Kirk's all business when he goes to these events. So
and it sucked too because he was late as well trying to get there. His flights were all effed up and everything. He was supposed to get in at like 10 o'clock, and I think he got in at like 6, 7 o'clock that night. So he didn't even have any content time. So Jeff is a Lions fan. Who's my NFL team? I do like the Tampa Bay Bucks, and they just got beat by the Lions as well.
They got destroyed by the Lions.
They got they got absolutely. But both of them are 5-2 now. So
yeah, absolutely. No, they're both really good. I was worried about that game.
I was too, but the Lions defense was on another level. I mean, Baker got sacked so many times, and they just couldn't make the plays, and he was very frustrated, unfortunately.
He was throwing high a lot that game, which is unusual for him.
Yeah. Do you think that the limited price will be over $50K?
Maybe.
It could potentially, but at the same time, they don't offer a plug-in hybrid for that. So I am curious where the limited will fall, just because it doesn't have the whole plug-in hybrid system.
I could see a limited being somewhere around, like, before delivery, like it shows up on the website as like $37,998 or something like that, or 38 or 39, somewhere in that range.
Yeah. And then the GR Sport, Toyota said, is going to kind of be like their entry level into GR cars for people. So I don't know what other trims right now would get GR Sport. I have seen GR Sport Priuses overseas, but I am curious which would be the next car to get the treatment. Maybe a Corolla Cross? I don't know.
If I had a guess, I would say the Camry, but I've been wanting that for every event I go to. When I have a little bit too much wine, I sit down with the Toyota people. I'm like, where is the GR Camry? And they're like, Camry's not GR quality yet. And that was a couple of years ago. And then the last time I asked, they're like, that's an interesting question, but we can't comment on future product. So I don't know, but I just think Camry would be fantastic for a GR.
Yeah, a plug-in Camry with more horsepower and torque and all-wheel drive to get the GR Sport, because there was a TRD Camry, with the last generation. So I think it'd be cool.
A lot of people still want, like, hey, where's that new TRD Camry? Because there's not a high-performance Camry anymore. It's the XSE is kind of pimped out, but it's not like high performance. So they're kind of missing that. I don't think that the TRD Camry sold like a high percentage of Camry sales. I'm sure it was in single digits, probably like 5%, 6%, somewhere in that range, just guessing. So maybe they thought, well, we're not going to sell that many of them, so why make a specific performance one? But it would make total sense. I still think GR Camry is going to happen, maybe a Camry GR Sport, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
I think it'll go based on one Camry sales and then the responsiveness to the GR RAV4. And then maybe trickle into that. I could also see a next-gen Corolla whenever it comes out. Maybe there's a GR Sport hatch Corolla to then get someone into an actual GR car, have that progression with Corolla as well. So I could see that too.
I could also. That's a good point.
Peter's getting only 13 miles per gallon with his third-gen 4Runner. I would still pay extra money for fuel and get extra reliability. And that's a tried and true platform, but so is Toyota's hybrid system with these cars. So hopefully they're good. And I would assume that this would have the same 10-year, 100,000-mile hybrid component warranty like a lot of their new hybrid cars have.
It should, but I don't.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was in the. It may be on here.
They've got.
Maybe down at the bottom of this.
Basic warranty, so I don't know that.
Limited warranty. So hybrid related components that require repair. So hybrid stuff will be covered for 8 years, 100,000 miles, whichever one comes first. The hybrid battery is covered for 10 years, 150,000 miles.
What?
Dang.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty crazy. So it's right there on Toyota's press release. That one's actually a lot easier to look through than those PDFs. Oh, I guess Kirk was on with David.
Oh.
I think they did that yesterday. Or no, it couldn't have been yesterday. Oh, maybe they were today. No, I hope we weren't.
They make a strong team.
They do. I hope we weren't stepping on their toes. I wasn't paying attention. And then Doug says, go Denver. They're actually having a pretty good season too.
Bo Nix is going to be a great quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
They had what did they score? 33 points, was it, in the
last 5 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, it was just a crazy. I'm glad I got to see that game.
Yeah. Jeff, let them drink wine if you want answers to slip out.
You know what? I always ask the questions at events, and Toyota's very savvy with their media training. They don't spill anything, you know.
They're really hard. There's been some times where some of them have partaken quite a bit. Like after, if you're the last wave to go and they're just done with the event, some of them, and it's free alcohol, which, some people definitely take advantage of. But Toyota individuals, they definitely have very tight sealed lips, except for one person. We do know one person, but they don't let him go to events anymore. I think you know who I'm talking about, but he's a good dude. But still, like, even if Jeff and I, we respect the brand to where even if something slipped out, like, I wouldn't make a video on it. I may dabble with rumors, but I don't want to, because Toyota doesn't pay us, but like at the same time, it is a good income for us as well to do things. So we don't want to burn that bridge. They've opened up so many doors for us and stuff that we wouldn't want to, lose that just based off something. So
and to let you guys know, my philosophy, and John, yours is probably the same way, is I'm privy to information when Toyota sends out the embargoed materials like these right here. And I love hypotheticals like, oh, what are the TRD Pro colors going to be? Or what's this going to be? I love those kind of videos. Those are really fun. But as soon as Toyota releases that information to us, it's like an ethical decision that I would never break that. Even if I had a video already scheduled to come out the following day, because I know information, I can't in good conscience post that, because again, I don't want to. Toyota's been fantastic to me. I don't want to burn that bridge, and I don't want to do them wrong as a company. I mean, I love a lot of people at Toyota. They've been so nice to us, and they really help support our career by giving us such beautiful content. I mean, we've done thousands of videos dedicated just to Toyota. Maybe they should be paying us.
Right?
Yeah, now that I'm thinking of it, like, what?
Yeah, I know. So normal hybrids are they said, start trickling out in December, and then the plug-in hybrids, they said Q1 of 2026, but it's sounding like spring. So not January or February. It's sounding like very late February into March, and I really hope that doesn't get pushed.
And when I hear December, they're notorious for trickling, like John said, they trickle it in. So just because it hits maybe the West Coast or something like that, December 11th or 18th, doesn't mean in your region it's going to be there in December. We just truly don't know. And that's not anything that we're able to give answers on, because we just don't know the logistical distribution of it. It would be great if everybody got at least one RAV4 in December. I just don't know. I don't know. I hope so. I hope so.
And if it's going based off of anything with the 6th gen 4Runner or the 4th gen Tacoma or anything like that, it may just be, hey, we got 100 cars in the last week of December, and like Jeff said, distribute them out however we can, and then potential quality control holds and everything too, just because they want the car to be absolutely perfect. So even though Toyota says, hey, December, it's not going to be like the current RAV4 where, I mean, how many RAV4s are on your lot right now? Probably 30 or 40?
Yeah, there's a good amount. It's more than they've had in years.
So, I mean, that's going to take, I would say, at least a full year for the 6th gen RAV4 to get to that capacity, with changing over all the assembly lines to the new body, getting quantity built up and then distributed, just like any generation of new vehicles, unfortunately. Dang, 3rd gen Tundra around 17. That's not bad for that truck.
Nice.
Yeah.
Force is strong in that one.
Bo Nix is doing pretty good.
Oh, fantasy football player.
Yeah, Rams are looking. Yeah. Oh, yeah. For that one. And
I'll always be loyal to Matt Stafford unless they're playing the Lions. Matthew Stafford did amazing things for the Lions. He turned our franchise around. It's sad that we never got to the big game ever. Right. So yeah, I'll root for the
Ruby
Rams.
Red Highlander. 36 as well. That's pretty good for such a big car. We just had a Grand Highlander as a press vehicle, and we were getting 31, 32 with that. And that had the 2.5. That has a 5th gen hybrid system in it as well, right? Or is it the 4th gen still?
I don't remember.
As I know, the new Camry has the new one.
Well,
the runner on.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say that my wife Holly, she really does. She misses the fact that she was probably getting sometimes close to 38 to 40 with her Highlander hybrid. We had a Highlander hybrid Platinum And when I drove it, it was closer to 32, 33, but she would drive it and she would approach 40, which is just incredible. So we love the GX, except for the 550s getting about 12 miles a gallon right now.
That's
13
crazy.
lucky.
That's so low.
So I'm a little envious when I see that gas mileage there. I'm like, I remember those days.
And regular gas too, whereas you have to put premium into
Premium's a little tough. We go with Costco and Harris Teeter fuel points for the premium one.
Yeah. I mean, and the RAV4 is definitely a reliable vehicle. The dude has almost 500,000 miles on one on Reddit. That's absolutely crazy. I think that it'll run for a very, very long time. Is the Trail Hunter Tundra ever coming? I feel like it is. Hopefully we get to see one for either the refresh or something, because Toyota debuted that at SEMA, 3 years ago, I think? That first year that we went to SEMA?
First year I went to SEMA, so it would have been three ago.
And then what I was told is that the Trail Hunter was, which is kind of confusing information. They told us it'll be on all body-on-frame vehicles, but then they said, no, it's only meant for the Tacoma and 4Runner, so I don't know, man. We'll see. And then it was
a weird move to debut it on a Tundra and never to be seen again. I just thought that was a weird move.
Right. Yeah. And yep, everything is still bouncing back from the pandemic. I mean, used cars were crazy. Now new cars, some manufacturers just can't build them to the same standard, unfortunately. So hopefully people will start to do that. Hi y'all. If I bring a RAV4 to the Philippines, does it have a problem with Wi-Fi and Toyota Connect? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about importing the RAV4. They may have specific ones, because the RAV4 is going to be sold like around the world in several markets. So I'm not 100%.
RAV4 is sold in over 100 countries, I believe, in different forms. But it seems like there would be a problem with the Wi-Fi and Toyota Connect, because it's, you know what I mean? It's a North American based system. So could it work in the Philippines? I don't know enough about it, but I'm thinking that that's not going to be compatible in some way, even if it's a small degree. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe try to find one more local to your country. Maybe have a better shot at that. And then this would be cool, Jeff, because Eli Manning is doing a lot of spots for Toyota, and even Purdy, he's also doing some stuff for Toyota as well. So maybe one day you'll Chad Powers. So maybe one day you'll be able to meet someone through all that. And then yes, we're actually paid actors. I think I just got my Toyota residual check in the mail the other day.
Oh yeah. The only residual checks I get are from the work that I do. Nothing comes from Toyota on that one. So, but I know Toyota really likes the work that we do, because we believe in the product so much that, I mean, we can be quite influential for Toyota business because we like the product so much, and if it was frankly a shitty product, we probably wouldn't push it so much, Yeah, what was that?
I agree. I hit this big freaking
tow hitch
receiver with my water bottle
because I said the SHITT. Like shitty product. I'm like, oops.
Yeah, you're in trouble. No, you're good.
But yeah, we're definitely
maybe there is a hybrid GX in the future. I thought it was going to be for 25, but I guess not. So maybe they're pushing that.
It didn't happen. So,
and I'm not sure if they're going to do the 3.4 like the LX, or if they're just going to put the same 2.4 that the Land Cruiser has. And there are TPMS sensors in the RAV4. You can actually see them all through the screen, and you can actually reset them and do a lot of stuff too inside the screen as well, which is pretty sweet with that one. So last few questions, guys. Jeff, are you good? You want to keep going, or you said about an hour, right?
No, I'm good. We're all cool.
All right. So whatever questions you guys have, throw them in. We'll roll through a couple more, maybe be on for like 5-10 more minutes. So whatever questions you guys have, go ahead, throw them in. We've had about 70 to 80 people in here almost the whole time, so that's actually pretty awesome. So a lot of your viewers and my viewers in here, so that was pretty cool. Are out here killing the game. Appreciate it all. Heck yeah. Have a great night, man. Peter, have a good night.
All right, Peter, you asked some great questions, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. Australia Car Media kept swirling the rumor about the FJ Cruiser coming back. They released 2 concepts last year. Have you heard anything? They actually just revealed it. BJ, I'm just going to say BJ. I'm not even going to BJ Simon. That's an easy name. So they actually just revealed it the other day. So since you guys still get the 70 series and everything else cool over there, I'm sure you're also going to get that new Land Cruiser FJ. So Australia market, they got a lot of cool Toyotas over there. Is Toyota intentionally keeping the RAV4 utilitarian looking? Kind of seems that way. I think that the core kind of doesn't look utilitarian, but the other two do. So I think Jeff was mentioning it earlier to, not put all your eggs in one design basket or one type of car. So I think Toyota actually did pretty decent with the core styles of it, not looking too utilitarian. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is an SUV in the American market, so they have to kind of appeal to Americans a little more as well. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're trying to diversify by, like I said, opening up the styling choices for people. So I don't know. Obviously, it's intentional because they designed it that way. So, but they gave a lot of choices this time. So maybe once you see them in person, you won't think it's so like across the board one way. I don't know. Everybody's going to be a little different on that one, but I think overall, a lot of people have. I think more people than not have really liked the styling of the new RAV4. So we'll see in sales. That's for sure. That'll be the ultimate decision.
Right. The Lions are owned by the Ford family, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's Ford Field, right?
Ford is their she's their new owner, and she's fantastic. She's a player's owner, coach's owner.
And then Samson, you're welcome. It's an amazing cause. I'm going to be working with them a lot in the future and everything. So thank you so much for supporting a race against blindness. I hope you win that GX. That'd be awesome. Or the Tundra. Awesome. And then Ryan's in here says the Trail Hunter was never supposed to debut on the Tundra. It was stolen. Stolen, they say. So yeah, I mean, internal Toyota scandal. So yeah,
I heard it was in a poker game.
All right, I'm all in, but what I have is a Tundra Trail Hunter.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Got anything else is cool?
Yeah, hopefully we'll see it. I don't know. Where are the new RAV4s being made? Still U.S. or Japan? U.S. and Canada, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't think any of the plug-in hybrids will be made in Japan.
That's my buddy. That's my buddy Iman there. Okay. Iman is great because he called me persistently for 2 weeks. He wanted to be my intern, and I said I can't pay anything. I've never worked with anybody, and he convinced me. So out of high school. What a great guy. He had Chowdhury Automotive as his channel, and now he works at the dealership. He's going to do great things, but he is the biggest Toyota fan. They just bought a Grand Highlander.
Oh, really? That's way cool.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
That's cool, Ryan. All right.
We call him the I-Man.
There was an Auto Jeff question here.
Ooh. Yeah.
So, because I'm sure you've reviewed and driven the CRV. What do you think about the RAV4 compared to the CRV?
Well, generically speaking, I think they're both good choices. I was thinking about this the other day because CRV has something that RAV4 does not have anymore, an all-gasoline option. But the CRV doesn't have the power or the MPG that the RAV4 has, and it doesn't have the plug-in option. So that'll be an interesting choice. The CRV has better backseat legroom space, but I do like the RAV4 better. But I think CRV is a solid choice. But I would pick the RAV4 all day long myself.
You would. So someone gives you $50,000, but you have to buy one of them. You would pick a RAV4?
I would get a RAV just because of the long-term dependability. And I like the multimedia a little bit better. The screen sizes are bigger. And I think the tech is a little bit more advanced in the Toyota. The CRV is still a really good choice.
Is the CRV relatively new, or is it like an older gen right now?
It just got redesigned, and was it maybe somebody can help me, maybe for 2024 model year, something like that.
So it's relatively new then. Okay.
Yeah, it's relatively new, so they're not going to be changing it. That's the problem, is when you want to compare one against the other, like, well, RAV4 has all this. Well, CRV, they own the show here, and now RAV4 gets redesigned. They're not going to go on until their cycle ends. So it's never an apples to apples when you compare like vehicles, because they're always redesigning in different years.
And then Sienna Woodland. Ever think Everest would come? Everest would look great on a Sienna. I think that would be a cool color on the Sienna.
No, they've already got the cypress color, which is similar to Everest, so I bet they don't.
That is true. A little bit darker of a green on
But they
that,
could.
unless
They could.
yeah, yeah, it's
I would
nice
love
for
it.
sure. Handling on the new gen Rav4 compared to the old one, the main noticeable one that I drove with completely different handling is the GR Sport. That car felt very tight, not much body roll with it, very planted to the ground. It has a wider track than the other Rav4s. But honestly, I felt like it drove just the same. A lot more refined on the inside, just being quieter and everything. But I feel like it drove the exact same, honestly.
Yeah, and I was impressed. I drove it purposely on some bumpy roads. Number one, I was driving over bumpy roads, but I hit the bumps. And I was saying for a RAV4, it felt like it was gliding over those bumps. That was in the Woodland. It drove really, really nice. I'll have to drive them one back to back to really see, but I was impressed with it. I'm sure they've made improvements. How we see those, it's going to be all up to us when we test drive them.
And then
More.
this statement basically, to me, this is just brand identity right now. When you have so many crossover vehicles in the United States that all start to look the same, you have so many cars, well, actually not that much cars anymore, but you have cars that kind of start to look the same. Every brand has to have their own identity, and I think that Toyota's doing this with their Lexus brand to kind of have that honeycomb look up front. So when you see that, I think, oh, what's that car? Oh, it's a Toyota front end. Versus like, is that a Hyundai? Is that a Kia, or what is that car? So I think that's why they did that with the Rav4 personally.
Yeah, there are similarities with the Crown Signia front end and the Camry, even the Corolla Cross. I saw a white Corolla Cross today as I was pulling into my dealership, and I thought that looks just like the RAV4.
Yeah.
Obviously, it doesn't completely, but it reminded me of that instantly. I was like,
And this is crazy. A RAV4 or a Ranger Raptor, those are two polar opposite vehicles. That is crazy. I guess it all depends if you want MPG or if you want just a fun, crazy truck and you're throwing stuff in the back. But the cool thing with the Rav is it is kind of utilitarian. You know, you could throw the back seats down and have quite a bit of cargo space in there. Nothing like a truck bed, but I mean, you can use the car for a decent amount of stuff. And if you have to tow a trailer, you could tow upwards of 3,500 pounds. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess it just really depends if you want a fun truck and you're going to take it off road, or if you want something that's very practical.
I know that's when those comparisons, like, are we really comparing those two together? You know, like, how do you make that choice? Because no matter what, you're going to get it wrong. It's just opinion.
And they said the CRV was redone in 2023. It looks like.
Okay.
And Samson's a Cowboys fan. He said he'll see himself out.
Same.
Yeah. Last few questions here, guys. Toyota's larger vehicles will still have better handling from experience. Yeah, I mean, larger vehicles, they have to have good handling, because if not, they would just be boats on the road. But I feel like their smaller vehicles are tighter to fit into parking spaces and are probably a lot easier to drive. Yeah. So I think that's it. So Jeff, thank you so much. Are you good?
Oh yeah, that was super fun. That was everybody had tons of questions. I was thrilled with all the questions. They just kept coming.
Yeah, no. So guys, thank you so much again. Head on over to Toyota Jeff's channel. He has a full review of every single model of RAV4. And then if you guys want to see an off-road video on my channel, I have the Woodlands up, but ton more of RAV4 content coming. I just kind of wanted to throw a live stream together to give you guys my driving impression experience and whatever questions you guys had. And I figured, hey, I'll invite Jeff too, because we haven't done a live stream in ages. So
yeah, no, I'm thrilled. John and I worked our tails off at this event. I think I have at least, I led with my best video, but I've got probably somewhere between 10 and 12 more long form YouTube videos on just the RAV4 that I filmed. So I'll just be spreading those out over the next few weeks or so. Let the flood of RAV4 content die down just a little bit, and then hit it hard again with the RAV4 for you guys.
Heck yeah. Well, you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will catch you all in the next one, guys. See you guys later.
Okay. See you guys. Thanks.